In our last episode, we found USSA wreckage that confirmed that Sofia's crew members were all dead. We found the dog tags of Novak, Lee, and Bernard in some USSA space wreckage, which poses the question, why didn't they go into the same capsule as Sofia? If they had, they would have lived. There was plenty of room. Why didn't they? We also met a man named Emerson Hale. He came to our camp after we retrieved the signal repeater from Valley Galleria. Emerson Hale was an old friend of Sofia's. They even dated for a while. We learned that after Sofia graduated and became an astronaut, Emerson Hale joined the USSA too. And after the war for the past 26 years, he's been monitoring the Deep Sleep mission, the mission that Sofia was a part of. All this time, Emerson claims that the USSA robots have been coming after him. He doesn't know why. He thinks that it's likely some rogue programming by some bored or politically motivated pre-war programmer. But after Sofia landed, the robots lost interest in Emerson and began to converge on her. After we destroyed a USSA Assaultron that had come dangerously close to our camp, we found another signal from a Commander Gutsy. And then Sofia found more signals from more robots around the area. But for some reason, Emerson wants us to leave this whole thing alone, to stop tracking down these signals from rogue robots, to lie low and just forget about all this. He was kind enough to leave Sofia with some emergence kits to help with her headaches, but then he left, again urging us to kind of stay out of this. But Sofia can't leave this alone, and the fact that Emerson would even suggest it kind of bothered Sofia. After killing the Commander Gutsy, we found an algorithm update holotape on his wreckage. Program modification, Gutsy model, transmission success, verified done, running update module, continuing whale song. On target. Calling monitor on target, selecting location, activating defense mode, status done. Execute current mode, monitor/defense. Previous mode, search and destroy. Authorization, USSA 1010. But this is just gibberish to us. What does it all mean? After handing the algorithm update to Sofia, she picked up a new signal with trace evidence of a high-security holotape related to the Deep Sleep mission. This got her excited. She has to get her hands on this, and so she sends us to the ruins of Watoga. Now, Watoga is a sprawling city, still inhabited all these years later by robots. If we come here before completing any quests in Watoga, we find all of these robots hostile, and they can be pretty high level, making this part of Sofia's quest pretty dangerous. However, if we completed the Watoga quest, Mayor for a Day, all of these robots become peaceful, making this quest much easier. We'll cover Watoga and the quest Mayor for a Day in another episode. For now, we can focus on the signal, and we discover that the signal is coming from the rooftop of Watoga Emergency Services. Taking the elevator to the top floor, we wind our way through the facility, killing ghouls and even a Wendigo, at last scaling an emergency exit staircase that lets us out onto the roof. On the roof, we find a lot of good loot, including a suit of power armor, which can spawn with high-level pieces. We'll go ahead and loot the fusion core, and then, in a big red end-of-dungeon steamer truck, we find the Deep Sleep Routine holotape. Okay? Whales, maybe?
Beep.
What? How long does this go on? Okay, whales and a beep. But immediately we remember something that Sofia said to us earlier.
Before we launched, I had a lot of anxiety. Made it hard for me to sleep, so I'd listen to ocean noises, whale singing. Always put me right out.
Even before she launched, she would listen to ocean noises and whale singing to fall asleep. And that's exactly what we find here. It's almost as if this holotape was handmade for Sofia to help her sleep on the deep sleep mission. But what was with that beep? And the subtitle said that the beeping noise came from someone named Athena. Who's Athena? After looting Watoga of its riches, we can head back to our camp and show Sofia what we've learned.
Strange. Doesn't seem to be anything on this holotape at all. But it's definitely labeled as part of the Deep Sleep Project. Okay, let's think about this logically. Either this is actually a high-security tape, or it's mislabeled somehow, right? Let's assume it's real for now. They used to make us listen to these whale song tapes while we were using the deep sleeper pods. So, let's see if we can dig up anything on the pods themselves. Documentation, user manuals, Dr. Bernard's designs, anything really.
I heard something other than whale song on that tape.
I believe you. I don't know why exactly, but I feel like I knew it was more than just relaxing ocean sounds.
Yeah, but exactly how much brainwashing can you do with a single beep? Well, what is the Deep Sleeper Pod anyway?
Dr. Bernard designed it to help us sleep for long periods of time and space. It clearly worked. Maybe too well.
All right, I'll look for a link to the Deep Sleeper Pods.
Something just seems unsettling about the whole thing. I'll start to investigate other signals too. I wish that whale song holotape wasn't whatever it is. It would be soothing to listen to that right about now.
Do you have any questions for me, Sofia?
This world is so peculiar, so dangerous. And I'm just amazed at the fact that life continues, you know? So, how did you survive all of this?
We can pass a strength check of 14 or greater to say, I pulverize anything that crosses my path.
That is exactly what I thought. You're a reflection of the brutality of this world, my friend. You are a finely tuned, deadly instrument. I just hope that my technical skills are of use to you. Maybe after I'm done with everything, I can find something for you to kill.
Or we can pass a perception check of 8 to say, I scavenged for supplies, equipment, you name it.
So, the best way to survive is to use your environment to your advantage. Makes perfect sense. Oh, I bet down the road I can figure out a way to find more useful things for you. Scrap, weapons, armor. I can contribute to our survival that way.
Or we can pass a luck check of 8 to say, my time just hasn't come yet, that's all.
Maybe it has and you're just doing better than you thought. When things cool down a bit for us, I'm gonna reprogram the scanner to pick up a variety of signals. We'll see what you're good at, friend.
Or we can pass an agility check of 8 to say, whatever it took. Clever shots, hiding a lot, that sort of thing.
So calculated risks, and making sure you're taking the best shots when you need to. Makes sense.
Oh, you know, exploring, scavenging, killing. I do what's required of me.
I can respect that. Every day seems like a fight. But you're learning something new about yourself, right? I'm glad I can be a part of that. I hope when everything settles down, I can reprogram this scanner to be helpful for you. Find more things to help you survive. We'll see.
I could die any day. Who knows? This world is nuts.
Random chance, huh? It is what it is, I suppose. Takes the pressure off, I guess. It's a relief, isn't it? Out of your control. Just live.
What did you hear on the Deep Sleep holotape?
Just whale song, repeating. So pleasant. headache sort of melted away.
Ah, she has headaches even when we give her a stim pack, even after using Emerson's emergence kits. But the only relief she gets is when she listens to whale song? At this point, we can flirt with her by saying, "I'm dying to know more about you, Sofia. You're intriguing."
Okay, I'm from Chicago. Parents moved there when I was little. After college, I went to the DC area and applied for the astronaut program a couple of times until I was accepted. Oh, my folks were so proud. Other than that, I had a few relationships, nothing serious. I had a pet turtle for most of my life. That was pretty serious. I don't know. That's the high-level overview anyway. I'm not a weirdo, if that was what you were asking.
I mean, she is pretty weird, but in a cute way, I guess. I'll be back later, Commander.
Roger. Stay safe out there.
With that, we complete the quest, Heavy Eyes, and we begin the quest, Patently False. Find documentation for the Deep Sleeper Pod. This quest sends us back to Watoga, to the Atomic Mining Services headquarters. We fully explored this building, and I covered all of the lore that went on here in my video on the topic that you can watch here. AMS was part of the pre-war mining saga of Appalachia. It is they who were responsible for destroying the town of Welch, among other sins. We find what we are looking for when we scaled to the very top of AMS corporate headquarters and look inside one of the computers. Inside, we find the patent design Deep Sleeper Pod. Reading it in our Pip-Boy: Design Deep Sleeper Pod, patent DOC 00152E, issue date September 23rd, 2067. Inventor, Dr. Bernard, Engineer Specialist. Sponsor, USSA R&D Department. Supervisor, Emerson Hale? What? Purpose: automated suspension of living tissue with cyclic energy transfer from external sources, input and output of sensory data, established via external link. Energy transfer? Established via external link? Could these be the signal spikes that Sofia's been picking up on her terminal? Heading back to our camp, we can share what we've learned with Sofia.
You found something related to the deep sleep mission? Okay, let's see. Suspension of living tissue is right. Not sure about the cyclic energy transfer stuff. I guess that could be anything. Two things jump out at me here, though. Something about sensory data transfers, and the fact that Emerson was the supervisor. What the hell? Okay, here's my plan. I found some old medical data from the USSA stored nearby, and I want you to look for a copy of my records there.
How often did you have to use the Deep Sleeper Pods?
Maybe 5 or 6 times, I suppose. Every couple months for the 2 years prior to launch, anyway.
What do you think the sensory data transfers were about?
Think that's a fine question for Emerson, honestly.
I'll go find your records. Don't worry.
Something just isn't right here. I'm sort of terrified to see these medical records. I just need to relax for a bit. I got an issue of Tesla Science from a trader who stopped by recently, so, I'll probably dive into that.
Sofia and her magazines. Have you picked up any other USSA robot signals?
Yes, a Protectron has been circling the camp. It hasn't approached yet, though, so I'm gonna monitor it for data and then we can go after it. I think it's collecting data about us, so I'm waiting to see who it's sending the data to. If I can.
A Protectron circling the camp? Oh, great. Well, you play holotape games, right?
I mean, who doesn't, right? You don't happen to have any, do you? Oh, now that would be a warm blanket on a cold night.
I'll copy some games to your console.
Oh, there is nothing quite like curling up with a good game. Oh, this brightens my day.
This is a really annoying exchange because we can't give her any holotape games, and we can't interact with her console at all. So I guess that was just for role-playing, I suppose. Tell me about the schematics that I found.
Dr. Bernard was one of the scientists that I worked with in the USSA. He was an engineer, mostly mechanical. I knew he had developed the sleeping pods for this mission, so that wasn't particularly new information for me. But it looks like there's something about the sleeping pod establishing a sensory link between the user and something else. I don't know what that is. And also, Emerson was the supervisor for this project. So he absolutely does know what this was about. In detail.
And he feigned ignorance. He was being coy about it. And he wanted us to stop our inquiries. Next time he comes to camp, we are gonna have some words. So the deep sleeper pod was clearly part of some experiment.
That is not how it was presented to us. It was supposed to maintain our ambient health levels, and that's it. Nothing else. The schematics say the pod was designed to help transfer sensory data. To what end?
At this point, we can again flirt with her by saying, Sofia, I'm here for you, however you may need me.
Well, right now, I think we need to track down some medical records. Then, maybe we can... I'll keep that in mind, friend.
From here on out, it's humorous to track exactly how many times she calls us friend or dear friend. She really likes us as a friend. See you soon, Commander.
I'll be here, friend.
With that, we complete the quest, Patently False, and we begin the quest, Privacy Violation. Find medical records from the Deep Sleep mission. Sofia's intelligence tells us that these medical records were stored at nearby Braxton's Quality Medical Supplies. This location isn't related to any quest, so we can take the time to explore it thoroughly. When we arrive, we find a settler hanging out outside.
I'm getting so sick and tired of those thorn bushes. Ah, these darn critters! I'll kill them all! What's that noise?
Oh, okay. Well, he's haunting something. Good luck, buddy.
It's go time!
Oh, what you got over here? Really? A possum.
Whatever.
Whatever indeed, man. Getting freaked out over a possum.
What was that? We got company! I showed you.
He's just killing rodents now. I don't even care. I'm more interested in these cool skeletons outside. So this medical supply shop has a bunch of skeletons outside. Surely they can't be really human, right? Someone took the time to pose these fellas, so I stopped for a snapshot.
We really need to clean up around here.
What, Settler, you don't like the bones? Do they bother you as much as possums? Heading inside, we see that it's just one big warehouse with bones all over the place. Bones on stands. Bones littered across the tables. Bones draped over chairs. Bones in boxes. And disturbingly, after inspecting them, we see that these are all human bones. They're not plastic or plaster. Braxton's pre-war medical supplies were shipping real human bones to universities. I don't know if this is common practice or not, but it kind of creeps me out. In one loading bay, we find a number of skeletons just hanging out here. They even have a collection of skulls and rib cages on shelves and in boxes. We find a fusion generator out back with a fusion core in it. There's an armor workbench and a tinkerer's workbench in here. Near to the tinkerer's workbench is an end of dungeon steamer trunk. Here we find a desk with a ruined terminal and a note on top. Skeleton extraction guide. Method for constructing a skeleton for general use. Step 1, acquire a cadaver. Step 2, using a fillet knife, remove as much flesh as you can without marking the underlying bones. Step 3, place the cadaver in a wooden box packed with calcium oxide. Wait a week. Step 4, place the remains in a water flow of some kind, like a stream or a river. Step 5, clean off any remaining flesh or ligamentation. Step 6, allow skeleton to dry in the sun. Be wary of predatory birds or wild dogs. Step 7, bleach and mount skeleton. Note, If your tombstone does not read "Rest in Peace" or some variant thereof, you are automatically drafted into the Skeleton Wars. What the actual hell? Were these guys grave robbing to get cadavers to sell the skeletons to universities? The Skeleton Wars? Is that some pop culture thing I don't get? Okay, after recording that, I looked it up, and yeah, it's a meme. In 2013, Twitter user @drill, D-R-I-L, published a tweet saying, "If your grave doesn't say "Rest in Peace" on it, you're automatically drafted into the Skeleton Wars." It was Tumblr, of all things, that then popularized this and turned it into a meme. Roundabout's Halloween time, people on Tumblr start posting skeletons and tagging posts with the Skeleton War. The Skeleton War meme has been picked up by Urban Dictionary, BuzzFeed, The Daily Dot. I have to say, I don't really quite get it. Is it just posting pictures of skeletons around Halloween and saying that you're part of the Skeleton War? Maybe I'm too old for this one. After exploring the entire place, we finally find what we are looking for in a filing cabinet. Medical records, Daguerre. Subject record, Sofia Daguerre. Filed November 22nd, 2069. Status, living. Experiment 1, deep sleep, partial success. Pathways closed. February 2068. Cortex activity, normal. Comment, neural pathways rejected external intrusion. Experiment 2, deep sleep successful. Pathways closed. June 2068. Cortex activity, high. Comment, escalate to gravity tests. Experiment 3, pathways opened 0.3 seconds per 1 minute OG. September 2069. Cortex activity, high. Comment, escalate to DS phase 1. Experiment 4, low orbit achieved. Pathways opened 10 seconds per 1 MOG. November 2069. Cortex activity normal. Comet 1cc serum Z. Proceed with OG. Experiment 5. Stable orbit achieved for 1 hour. Pathways open 25 seconds per 1 MOG. February 2070. Cortex activity low. Comet plus 2 cc's of serum Z. Advance to DS phase 2. Experiment 6. Stable orbit achieved 100 hours. Pathways opened 45 seconds per 1 MOG. November 2071. Cortex activity minimal. Comet 5 cc's of serum Z. Transition candidate to full conduit. Perma orbit 70. So through this series of experiments, they were trying to open up Sofia's neural pathways. With each experiment, the pathways became more open, allowing a higher transfer of what? As the experiment went on, they used something called serum Z, and they increased her dosage as the experiment advanced, all the while her neural pathways opening wider and wider. Why were they trying to open her neural pathways? What was traveling through those neural pathways? And why did it end on Perma Orbit 70? Did they intend to leave her in space, asleep forever? With the knowledge we've learned, we can head back to Sofia, and we see that Emerson has returned.
You're back. Just in time for the three of us to discuss what we found.
Tell me you're not still chasing ghosts.
Emerson, what did you know about Dr. Bernard's deep sleeper pods?
I knew some of it. I was just a manager. I didn't really read the technical mumbo-jumbo.
She has the same response to both of these options. Here's your medical records, Commander Daguerre. And they were experimenting on you for years prior to launch.
Transfer them to my console, please. What were they doing? Emerson, tell me.
It was a biomedical thing with Arctos. I don't know the details anymore. It was literally decades ago. You get that, right?
It wasn't decades ago to me.
We can pass a charisma check of 8 to say, Emerson, you need to make things right. You owe Sofia that much at least.
You're right. Okay, listen. Arctos Pharma and the USSA made a deal to create a serum. Serum K, maybe. It was going to help with the Deep Sleep project. That's all I know. I wish I could do more.
Or we can pass a strength check of 8 to say, time to spill your guts, old man, one way or another.
All right. Jeez Louise. Arctos Pharma and the USSA made a deal to use some serum in the Deep Sleep project. They made it, but it didn't work. Okay?
If it doesn't matter, just tell her.
Look, my memory isn't reliable anymore. I've been nuked more times than I can remember. Literally. You just have to find the contract itself, I guess.
What did Arctos have to do with this?
They're a pharmaceutical company, and they made the serum that we used in the experiment. Oh, who cares? This is ancient news. You just have to find the contract itself, I guess.
Okay, that's enough for now. Emerson, could you please leave? Maybe try to remember something helpful for next time.
I was only able to capture one of these. We can say, bring her something for these headaches next time.
Right, fine, I will. I should. I meant to. I just got distracted.
We just have to move forward here. That's what the Mistress of Mystery would do when she was betrayed. We need to find that contract, I think. I want to know what that serum did. If this stuff caused my headaches, then maybe they made an antidote? It's a start anyway.
Did you look at your medical records?
Yes. I'm not a doctor, but it seems like they used the serum to reduce my brain's higher functions, so something else could... I don't know what. I signed up for space, not abuse.
You know Emerson well. Is he lying?
I can tell he feels guilty about something. I'm not sure if he's lying boldly or by omission, though.
Just send me the location. I'll find the contract.
While I was looking for the Deep Sleeper pod documents a while ago, I found another location that might have stuff like old USSA contracts.
What's Emerson's deal?
He's always seemed a bit odd, honestly. Even back before I launched. We used to be friends in college, but people change so much in college.
How are the headaches?
They come and go in spikes. It's really pronounced at times. I haven't had one in a while. I wonder if there's a pattern to them.
Why would Emerson want you to let it go?
He has to be hiding something. I need to know what happened. I need to know what he knows.
At this point, we can flirt with her by saying, I'm glad that staying at my camp is helpful to you. I'm certainly glad that you're here.
It is. It really is. I know I've said it before, but thanks for letting me, crash here.
Oh, nice, Sofia. Well, see you soon, Commander.
I'll be here, friend.
With that, we complete the quest Privacy Violation and begin the quest Contractually Obfuscated. Find the government contract. We learned that the government contract is being kept at the Charleston Capitol Building. We come here to the Charleston Capitol Building quite a few times, actually, during the primary quest of the game. And so I'm going to save exploring the Capitol for when we tackle the primary plot. But after fighting through wave after wave of feral ghoul, we find what we are looking for at the very top of the Capitol building, in the office right next to Samuel Blackwell's office. Inside one of the filing cabinets, we find the government contract. Offer: Arctos Pharma Project Z. Status accepted. Proposal: develop serum derivation from Formula K, modified for 0G efficiency in human subjects. Award: monthly upon successful trials. Signed, Dr. Emerson Hale, USSA. Board of CEOs, Arctos Pharma. Robco, redacted. Redacted. Robco and Arctos Pharma colluding with the USSA and Redacted? With our newfound knowledge, we can head back to Sofia.
Figures. He wasn't just a manager. He made the offer himself. Damn it. Maybe I can find out more about this serum, though. I might be able to find a correlation somewhere associated with the timestamps. It's just a matter of finding out where they stored their backup data. In the meantime, let's just eliminate that rogue USSA robot that's lurking around monitoring us. It gives me the creeps.
That's right, we had that Protectron circling the camp. But what's your end goal here, Sofia?
That's a big question. I guess I just want to know why. So I can move on in this weird new world. Some closure, you know? Then I can start to figure this place out. I can start fresh. Maybe I can help you out for a change.
Why aren't these robots just coming right to you?
I think they're being intercepted. I think they get close, and then something updates their algorithm, and they leave. But who is doing that, or why? I don't have enough data to make a hypothesis.
Right, I'll take care of this robot. No problem.
Back in my college days, we used to watch robots fight in the basement of the science building. We used to joke about how scary that would be. You know, if they ever came after us all, that kind of thing. Yeah. Anyway, thanks.
Right, killer robots always been a joke until they actually become killer robots. Sofia, when everything is over, what will we do?
Strange. I haven't even really considered it much. I can't imagine anything beyond these headaches right now, and finding out what they did. But I guess, well, I hope whatever happens, we're still together. We make a good team, friend.
That we do, friend. But hey, did you notice any more headaches when that last robot went down?
You know, I did. What does that mean? I wonder. It was a sudden spike, right behind the eyes.
Huh. So sudden headache spikes at the same time that we destroy these robots that, for some reason, have been sent straight to Sofia. Do you remember the experiments in your patient records?
No, nothing. Looks like it was going on for years. How? How could this have happened without me knowing anything? The year or two prior to going on the mission, we just tried to relax. They gave us meditation tapes so we could get adjusted to the silence of space. Some had white noise, others had thunderstorm sounds. I listened to whale songs. Clearly, whale songs were more effective than I thought.
In your records, it mentioned Serum Z. We need a link.
Agreed. It seems like some sort of experimental biomedical formula. It might be worth checking records about Arctos. Maybe they knew something?
See you soon, Commander.
I'll be here, friend.
With that, we complete the quest, Contractually Obfuscated, and begin the quest, Boot Camp. Eliminate the rogue USSA bot. This quest sends us to the new Appalachian Central Train Yard, which just so happened to be pretty close to my camp. But sadly, I'm all out of time. We'll track down this rogue Protectron and discover the lore waiting for us at the Appalachian Central Train Yard in our next episode. I publish many videos each and every week on my channel, so if you don't want to miss that episode, be sure to subscribe and to click that bell notification button. If you have already and you still believe that you're missing out on YouTube notifications, consider following me on Twitter at Oxhorn. I update Twitter manually with every new piece of content that I publish. I've got a shirt shop with completely unique designs designs that you can't find anywhere else. My designs come on shirts in a variety of men's, women's, and children's sizes, and in a wide array of colors. You can find them on other products as well, like smartphone cases, pillows, posters, mugs, stickers, prints, etc. So if interested, you can find a link to my shop in the description below, or you can click here. If you like what I do and you want to support me in a more personal way, consider becoming a patron on Patreon or a member here on YouTube. YouTube members and patrons on Patreon are becoming increasingly important as YouTube continues to make platform changes that make the future of YouTube monetization uncertain. So to all my members on YouTube and my patrons on Patreon, you have my sincerest thanks. I couldn't do this without you. But more than anything, I'm just so glad you're here watching this video with me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon with more brand new videos.